is gone and done. We'll need some tea for this whole stuff. I think we'll use a bit more. I'll leave some space in here because I'm going to add some milk in this teapot. Okay. We should wait for about, I don't know, 3 to 4 minutes. The thing is, we are to prepare some tea, which I'm doing right now. Then I'm going to mix some milk and syrup out of those kind of maraschino cherries in this tea. Then I'm going to separate this whole 4 purees in those 4 rocks in here. Then I'll just mix it a little bit with tea and milk. And after that, we're going to build the bubble tea.
So, why are you doing this? I mean, are you some sort of expert? I know you're a bartender. Maybe you just want to explore.
I used to be a bartender, like, back in the day. But mostly that was just my hobby. For now, I'm just experimenting with this whole tea stuff, and specifically with bubble tea. It's kind of very fresh and new thing for me. We've already made one bubble tea before, but it was kind of my first one. Before that, it was like what? Jasmine mojito, far as I recall. That was another experiment of kind of mixing and making them friends, like tea and cocktails.
Do you notice the differences between cocktails, some coffee drinks, and some tea drinks?
How do you mean that?
You know why you make a cocktail? Because you want to get drunk.
Well, not get drunk. That's why would you use like just a regular strong liquor. Cocktails are more like to have fun with a nice company, or well, at least that's why most people drink specifically cocktails. Some people like them, some people think those are fancy enough. For me, that's just an experiment, and well, it might be a particularly tasty one. So yeah, why not?
You say that you don't like buy bubble tea because it's very expensive.
I don't see any particular reason why would I spend 16 or 15 bucks on like a liter of bubble tea when I can, I don't know, buy some tapioca stuff, boil them a bit, like 5 minutes, maybe more, and then just build my own tapioca bubble tea in about, I don't know, 10-15 minutes. Yeah. We'll just strain it after that. And also I'll just add a little bit of this syrup, because it might be funny. Let it be there. And a bit more. Yeah, should be good. Just stir them a little bit so that they become besties in there. Now then, we're going to separate this whole stuff in here. Also, if they have a really distinct colors, maybe we will try even to layer them so that it'll look colorful and fancy. You know, apparently if your cocktail is blue or layered or burning or all at the same time, it's going to be very, very popular in a bar. No, they don't really have very distinct colors. Yeah, we could just grab, like, what? A few kiwis, some bananas, strawberries, apples. We could just blend the whole thing in a blender, but it would be, like, it would take much more time, and I'm a little bit lazy, so
Do you have
why not to make a shortcut?
Do you have some experience with the weird cocktails or coffee?
Define weird.
Like Long Island?
Long Island, it's not a weird. It might be for a not drinking person, because it's got like what? Vodka, rum, tequila, gin, and triple sec. This whole thing is mixed in there, and most of the times you cannot really tell which one of them is which, and it's got a very distinct taste of a lot of mixed hard liquors and Coke. Oh, I don't know if we're talking for Long Island iced tea, for example. But speaking of weird cocktails, specifically that one is not a cocktail, that's more of a shot drink. It's called a brain tumor. It's got like what? I think it's got triple sec, some absinthe, either cream or Irish cream, I'm not sure, and a little bit of grenadine. Irish cream to any hard liquor. It has a very specific way of acting in a very strong liquor. Going to mush itself a little bit, and it really looking close enough to brain. And then you just adding a little bit of grenadine, and yes, it's very weird. Specifically, it's not looking very appetizing, let's say that. Let me just put some of these in here so that they would already be inside while we're waiting. Yeah, once again, I should remind, this is not a classic boba. It's more like bubble tea twist, I would say, if we would use cocktail terminology, because these are more maraschino cherries than tapioca pearls. We'll see if those will even lay in layers, because if they are not going to, that would be a shame. Just stir them a little bit so that it'll be more equally textured. Actually, it's layering out pretty good, at least for now. Okay, not really. Okay, we got kinda layered a little bit in here, but it's very jelly-like, so yeah. They have very similar densities, so it's kind of very hard them to be layered. They're always trying to mix with each other. And for final touch, we'll try to slowly pour it in. Okay, the milk with the tea actually are staying in one layer, which is kind of cool. Yeah, there is a lot of mango color in here.
Yeah, it's much better.
It looks, I don't know, maybe better, maybe not. Yeah, definitely the tea stays up because it's the less dense, the least dense in here, and it will apparently at some time it will just try to retake its higher ground. Yeah,
It's so
looks not that great.
I have a higher ground.
It looks more like a smoothie than a bubble tea to me.
I mean, smoothie with the bubble tea, I would actually try it. Why not?
Yeah, but it looks more like a smoothie than a bubble tea. It could be tasting close to bubble tea, close to regular tea, okay?
Let's try it.
Cherry's looking good in there and tasting better. But that was not what I've expected from it to be. I was more looking to be this thing to be more layered. But I think normal tapiocas would be better in there. At least speaking of a texture. But these cherries are really adding some flavor. So apparently what we could try to do, we could boil some tapioca pearls in some fruity syrup, and that would be, I think, a game changer in that case. But we haven't already done that. So yeah.
Can you review it from out of 10?
I would say strong 7.5 out of 10, because pretty much flavor. Fruity enough. Liquidy enough to drink. And well, if that would be more layered, if that would look layery, I would give it like 9.5 out of 10. There is no way anything could get 10 out of 10.
I know.
At least I think so.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
There is no perfection in the world. Period. There is no perfection in the world.
Okay, final words. Final words.
Good thing to try. Good thing to try. Not a very big fan of that myself. I'm more of a coffee fan. But still, good enough. I mean, could be good for a sport drink. Could be also good to have in a bottle when you're going to gym. Pretty tasty, yeah.